Kingpin of Kingpins, Blaze the Imperial, King of the GWC, Ballin' Untouchables, Flies Daniel Boys. And today I'm finna begin y'all the game raw on some high thinking power shit. A lot of people, when they say it's chess not checkers, they don't really understand what that concept mean or use it properly. So we're gonna get into that. It's chess, it's not checkers. The difference between chess and checkers is a game you can go tit for tat. Someone do something to you, you do something to them. Someone do something to you, you do something to them. Chess, on the other hand, is a power game. It's a game of strategy, of thought. You don't go move for move. You use a strategy to get the result you want done. You may entice somebody with some bait. You let them get a mark in. You let them get a little lick. You know, they think they're doing something. All the while, they going along with your plan. Them thinking they got that lick in. Them thinking they moving forward to progress, and really they falling prey to your scheme, to what you got going on. So when you say it's chess, it's not checkers, that means you thinking for the ultimate goal. You ain't concerned with the little win. You don't want to win the battle. You want to win the war. You know, you're not going to settle for the first little thing you see. You know, you ain't going to try to go back and forth with them. You going to do what you do to end the whole debate. You going to do what you do to end the whole confrontation. You ain't trying to go every time they say something, you got to say something. That's checkers. And a lot of y'all out there who claim y'all playing chess, you playing checkers like a motherfucker. You know what I mean? You ain't got no strategy. You ain't got no plan. It's like whoever your opponent or whoever you against, every time they do something to you, you feel the need to lash out at them. Sometimes you have to hold that aggression back. You know, you have to think. You have to use your head. You got to do what you got to do to get to the end result, to beat them and defeat them at their own game. But to do that, you got to be a strategist. You got to be a planner. You got to know all the circumstances that affect whatever the issue or the conflict is. You have to research, and you have to be able sometimes to bite the bullet. Every time you can't jump out there on the front line wanting to get at somebody, wanting to do harm or retaliate. Sometimes you have to bite the bullet and say that for another day. That's what chess is about. Chess isn't about, oh, they take my guy, I'm going to take their guy. Chess is a game of strategy, a game of thinking. A game where the end and ultimate result aren't the pieces or the players that you may lose or that you can take from the other opponent. The object is to get the person in charge, to get the other person's king. So we as a people need to learn how to be more chess players than checker players. All this violence going on in the street, this senseless violence, for small stakes, that's checkers. That's another way you could be playing checkers and not chess. If you playing for petty stakes, if you dying and shooting and killing and going in jail for something that really ain't of no value, you playing checkers. It's kind of like what Vin Raines said in Baby Boy. You got guns and you got butter. You know what I mean? Butter is things that look good, that small-minded people value. Things that when you get, they automatically are devalued by you owning them. But guns, that's real power. That's stuff that appreciates its own worth. That's stock. That's property. And that's stuff that really controls things in the world. Things that if you have them, you really have ownership of something. You really have something that you can actually do something with in the world at large. The real world, the corporate world, the business world. That is guns. So when you going for guns, you playing chess. If everything you about is clothes and hoes, you playing checkers. If everything you about is getting at this girl who hating on you every day, you playing checkers. If you going tit for tat with her, you playing checkers. These dudes, your opposition, if you going tit for tat with them, you playing checkers. To be a master chess player, to get them completely off your board, that's the objective. To move them off your board once and for all, that's power. That's a power move. Those are chess player moves. And to be a chess player is two parts to that. One part, you got to outthink your opponent. And you outthink them first by knowing what the conflict is about, knowing how did it start, and figuring a way to end it. Not get back or get even, but end it once and for all. You need to have all the valuable information that applies to you, your life, and those you in opposition to have conflict with. That's how the first part, you outthink them. Then after you outthink them, the second part is you outmaneuver them. Once you know the scales of battle and know how you stacked up against your opponent, you outmaneuver your opponent. You use that information to outmaneuver them. You do better than them. You shine harder than them. Or, in some cases, outmaneuvering them could just be stronger than them in an actual conflict, in actual combat, in an actual physical altercation. If you can defeat them in a physical altercation, you can outmaneuver them. But usually the person who can outthink his opponent, even if his opponent can outmaneuver him, will still win. But those are two parts that are very vital. To be able to outthink your opponent and outmaneuver your opponent. When you can do that, then you playing chess. That is what a chess player sees. And in this day and age especially, it's vital for us to learn to be chess players and not checker players. Because that small time shit ain't going to get you nowhere nowadays. It's over for that. The economy, the circumstances of the world, the guns and weapons that's flooding our streets, you got to play chess. You know what I mean? You want to be on every scene shining and smiling in someone's face and call yourself stunting on them? That's checker shit. That's checker shit. A real master chess player, when he do what he do, can't nobody stop him. You know what I mean? It's the end of it. When he come through and he make his move, that ends all the confrontation. Everything over after he do what he do. So we need to start being chess players out here. I see a lot of suckers doing a lot of sucker shit, playing checkers. I see a lot of people jumping and moving at the sight of this, jumping and moving at the sight of this, gossiping, doing silly shit. Man, you a checker player. It's all about chess. You got to be chess players. You got to strategize. You know, and not just strategize for you. You got to strategize for all those who are on your team, all those who are on your side. You can't think about the next moment. You got to think about the next moment and a year or two in advance, 5 years in advance, 10 years in advance. You got to know where you want to be or what you should be doing 10 years in advance. Then you playing chess. You know what I mean? When you play chess, you got to know everybody who claim to be on your side. You got to know what they thinking, what are their intentions, and what they trying to do in life. And then you pair that up with your plans. You got to know everybody who against you. A lot of people, you sitting up there and smiling with people, and you don't know these same people that you smiling with, they're against you. These same people that you claim your friends, they're really your enemies. So a master chess player, he know who his friends are, and he know who's his enemies. You know, even those who pose to be friends, he know that they are enemies. Even those who are enemies, he know if their movements or something they can do could be used to his advantage. That's the master chess player. Everybody on your board in this game of life, you got to know where they stand. You got to know their capabilities and their possibilities. You got to know their effect on your plans for living and what they got going on, and how does that relate to what you want to have going on. That's that chess shit. All you checker players move to the side because you finna get king. You see what I'm saying? When you play checkers, the object is to take all the guy's pieces as quick as you can. And if you get one piece to the other side, you get you a king. But in chess, you the king from the beginning. The king can move one space in every direction, but he in charge of every other piece on the board. There are some pieces on the board that can maneuver further than the king. They can outmaneuver the king. But the thing is, they all do the work and the bidding of the king. So even if this piece can slide its unlimited spaces in one direction, they all answer to the king. Every piece on the board answers to the king. The game is only over when the king is knocked off. Every other piece can be lost, but the game is only over when the king is knocked off. That's the chess player. That's the thinking of a chess player. The king controls the whole board. You gotta be able to control all the pieces on your chessboard. That's what it's time for. To be the king and nothing else but the king on your chessboard of life. To know how to maneuver every piece that's on your side and how to go up against every piece that's against you. Kingpin of Kingpins, Blaze the Imperial.